Your specific person is not a puppet or a robot. Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome back to my channel. This is Priya, your manifestation coach. I know some of you have been asking where I've been over the last month. I have been enjoying the beach behind me, but now I am back recording some videos for you guys. And today specifically, we're going to talk about why your specific person is not a puppet or a robot when it comes to manifesting the version of them that you desire. But first, if you would like to get coached by me, I offer an online course, Manifest Your SP Mastery. This is where I show you step by step how to manifest a version of your specific person that you desire. I also offer monthly membership coaching. This is where you can get live coaching with me on a weekly basis. I also offer one-on-one coaching. And finally, I now offer text/voice note membership. So you can get access to any of these offerings by simply clicking the link below in the description box. Okay, let's get back to this video. Your specific person is not a puppet or a robot when you are manifesting the version of them that you prefer. Now, the reason why I made this video is because I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys regarding when you're manifesting a version of your specific person. And by the way, a specific person can be your parent, it can be your best friend, it can be your co-worker, but most people, when we say specific person, it is in the context of a lover, a love interest. So when people are manifesting the version of their specific person that they desire, maybe it's like a committed relationship from your SP, or maybe it's marriage from your SP. The questions I've been getting look something like this. Priya, is my specific person a puppet and a robot? Or sometimes like, Priya, I feel so alone now that I understand that it's only me and my reality and that my specific person is literally a puppet on a string. I did actually have somebody who specifically asked, can you talk about this topic when manifesting a specific person, because there's a lot of things out there on the internet regarding specific people being like puppets on a string where you're like puppeteering them. Anyway, yeah, lots of interesting stuff. Let's just put it that way when it comes to manifesting your specific person. So anyway, first and foremost, when it comes to manifesting the version of people that you desire, nobody is a puppet and nobody is a robot. And if people are calling other people puppets and robots, then there's just a lack of understanding how the law works and how reality actually works. Number one, you are never not manifesting. Let me repeat that. You are never not manifesting. The law doesn't just switch off. You are always manifesting in accordance to your assumptions, your dominant thought patterns, and your beliefs. In other words, what you accept to be true is what is being reflected back to you in your 3D reality, and that never switches off. Number two, you are always manifesting a specific person. Let me repeat that. You are always manifesting a specific person, meaning the way that people show up and treat you in your reality is always a reflection of your dominant thought patterns, your assumptions, or your beliefs. And this is happening 24/7. So this work isn't really about, well, how do I manifest the version of my specific person that loves me or that's in a committed relationship with me? It's more about, how do I become intentional with what I was doing before that manifested where I am right now? Because remember, you've always been manifesting. Now, when it comes to manifesting a version of your specific person that you desire, it really is about understanding this concept that creation is finished, and that there are infinite versions of you that exist, and that there are infinite versions of your specific person that exist. What do I mean by this? So, creation is finished means there are infinite parallel realities, or you could call them timelines, that exist simultaneously in the present moment. And you have access to all of these timelines right now. When it comes to people, there are infinite versions of your specific person that exists, of your love interest that exists. There is one timeline where they hate you and they don't want anything to do with you. There is another timeline where they are madly and deeply in love with you and are married to you and only want you. There is another timeline where you and your specific person never even met. Like, there are literally infinite timelines, more than what we can perceive and comprehend with our human mind, that exist simultaneously. And when you are manifesting a version of your specific person that, let's say, for example, maybe you want commitment from your specific person, you are not changing your specific person. You're simply aligning with a different version of them from another timeline that already wants to be in a relationship with you. Let me repeat that. You are never changing this version of your specific person that doesn't want you, that's told you it's never going to happen, or that hates you, or that treats you like shit, or that doesn't prioritizes you, or that's an asshole. Whatever the story is, that's in this timeline, and you're not changing this version of them. What you're doing is you are changing self, you're going into your mind, and you're using your awareness to begin to focus on your desired reality. In other words, you're going to begin to describe your specific person the way that you want them to show up in your reality. Oh my gosh, I love that specific person is always loving and affectionate with me. I love how much they love me. I love that they're showing me every day how much they love me. I love that he's my boyfriend. I love that he's my husband. I am always the priority. I am always loved. I am always adored. I am always cherished. You are beginning to think from your desired reality when you tell the story of how you want it to be, of how you prefer for it to be. And when you do this consistently, when you keep your awareness on this consistently, you are aligning with that specific timeline where your specific person in that timeline already thinks this way. Let me repeat that. Your specific person in that timeline that you have been describing already thinks, feels, and acts in accordance to what you have been affirming or thinking. So you are aligning with a different version of your specific person that is real, that has feelings and thoughts. They are not a puppet. They are not a robot. You're just aligning with a different version of them. And you're doing this 24/7, by the way. So when your specific person is showing up in an unfavorable way, it's because you have been focused on unfavorable stories to do with them, or you have unfavorable stories to do with you, an identity that maybe says, I'm not lovable, I'm not good enough, I never get what I want. And so your subconscious mind has to prove you right. And what better way to prove you right than to have your specific person perhaps reject you or treat you like shit, that will in turn make you feel like you're not good enough and worthy. So again, your specific person has to reflect either the stories that you have about yourself or the stories that you have about them. When this occurs, you are simply aligning with a version of them that already thinks and feels in accordance to your assumptions and your dominant stories. So they are not puppets, they are not robots, they are real people, but in your reality, you are the only thinker. You are the one that is in control of what you experience. Everything is a reflection of what you are aware of in consciousness. Now, either you are conscious of what you are aware of, or you are unconscious of what you are aware of. But either way, your subconscious mind will always prove to you your dominant state, meaning your dominant thought patterns or your beliefs. So when it comes to manifesting your specific person, you're never changing the version of them that's an asshole or that is treating you unfavorably. You are simply changing your conception of self, how you see yourself in relation to them, and how you see yourself in general, to ensure that you are somebody who knows that you are lovable and worthy merely because you exist. And when you do that, when you go inwards and you begin to see yourself differently, and you begin to see yourself differently in relation to your specific person, you're simply aligning with a different version of them that already thinks and feels in accordance to the new story that you are telling about them. Because remember, creation is already finished. There is nothing to create. You're simply, you could say, like switching channels. It's almost like if you switch on Netflix, there are different movies and all the movies already exist. And each movie already has the script and all the actors already have their parts, and you're literally just choosing or selecting what movie you're going to watch. And if you don't like a specific movie, you don't sit there condemning the movie that you don't like and demanding that the actors change or that the end of the movie changes. You simply switch off that movie and instead you select another movie that you prefer, where that script has already been written. Either way, all these movies exist simultaneously, but you're the one selecting which movie you are going to watch right now. Just because you are watching the romantic movie right now, it does not mean that the action movie does not exist. That exists, you're just not aware of it because you haven't selected that movie. In the same way, this applies to your specific person. Just because you're currently experiencing a version of your specific person that maybe isn't ready to commit to you, that doesn't mean that there isn't another movie that exists where the script has already been written, where that version of your specific person loves you, adores you, and is happily married to you and only you. And it's your job to select that movie. How do you do that? You begin to tell the new story of how you want it to be. You describe your specific person the way that you prefer them to be. You ensure that you have a solid self-concept where you know that you are lovable and good enough no matter what. When you keep selecting this movie consistently because you keep telling this new story more than you're telling the old story, that is when your subconscious mind will produce proof of this to you in your 3D reality. That is when you will lock into this new timeline and experience the version of your specific person that you desire. To recap, you are always manifesting the version of your specific person that shows up in your reality. Most of the time, you are manifesting unconsciously, meaning you're already thinking thoughts about your specific person. You already have assumptions and beliefs about them. And that's why they are showing up in the unfavorable way that you don't like in your reality, because you have unfavorable stories about them, or you have unfavorable stories about yourself and how love and relationship works for you. But you selected that movie by making those stories your dominant state unconsciously for most people. And so all you're doing now is you're becoming aware of the stories that you're telling, because you understand that the stories that you are telling is where you're placing your awareness. Your awareness is your superpower. And what you give awareness to, or what you focus on and what you give attention to dominantly, becomes what you will experience in your 3D reality. So you are in control of the thoughts you are thinking, you are in control of the story that you are telling, and you are in control of your emotions. To go beyond this, the truth is you're not your emotions and you are not your thoughts. You are the I am consciousness. You are all that is. You are God of your reality, whatever you want to call it. And ideally, you want to get to a point where you remember who the fuck you are, that you remember that you are God of your reality, and that you're the one picking and choosing the emotions and the thoughts, and that your emotions and your thoughts are conditional. They're all conditions, but your I amness, your God power, that's unconditional. And when you tap into that and you start giving your focus to your preferred story, or you start to affirm from a place of power, from a place of authority, from knowing that you're freaking God of your reality, that's when things start to happen really quickly. There's a difference between affirming from desperation, and there's nothing wrong with that specifically, but could take you a while, versus affirming from a place of power and knowing that you are God of your reality. So when it comes to manifesting your specific person, they are not puppets and robots. People in your reality are not puppets and robots. You're simply aligning with different physical versions of people, and there are infinite versions of the same people, and they are always reflecting back to you your dominant state of being. That's really it for this video. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful day or a wonderful evening. Mwah.